The school spirit's pretty high, I guess, but only during the football season. And then the rest of the year, it's not so much. It's kind of low.
The school spirit definitely declined. I am with you on that. And I'm not exactly sure why. When people ask about that, it's not something that we can push people to want. They have to want it themselves, but we can help them on their way to do that.
I think the most difficult part about trying to implement spirit is that it's been on and off. It hasn't been something that's been consistent. So sometimes we have events that are happening, and then sometimes we go weeks where there's no spirit, out on campus. And so just getting kids to be consistent.
A decline in the amount of confidence people have these days, and if they're not confident in themselves, then they're not going to put themselves out there to be a part of a club or a part of the rally.
For like an average student like me, it's kind of like I don't really have school spirit, but since it's my senior year, I make myself have school spirit, or at least try.
It just declined, people just started to be more upset about things, the littlest things, rallies just became a bore to everyone. Throughout the years, you just start to notice people complain about going to rallies. Most people would rather be in classes. You'd hear some people say, "I'd rather stay in class." Be less participation in the rally itself.
The vibe I get is like everybody dreads rallies.
No, just that rallies are more taken as a joke than anything. We're sitting there uncomfortable, and all I'm thinking when I'm sitting down is, what time is it? Is it time to get up and leave yet? And when it is time to leave, there's no hesitation just to get up and leave, because especially if you have extended lunch, it kind of takes away your time on that too. Every rally to me has like those minor fun moments, and they don't really last long.
When I was in high school, the rallies were very similar, very competitive, but it was very involved. Everyone was chanting. We didn't have separation by grades. Everyone sat in the rallies, and everyone got involved, with the chants, and we did songs. I mean, there was just a lot of involvement. Rallies really signify a really big part of a high school because it unifies everyone. It's just the way that we did at the Ritual Win. When we chanted and everyone just watched the video, there was such a good connection that rally just felt good. The Ritual Win rally was amazing because it's a personal connection. I think that Mr. Kometa has been such an important part of Buhack Colony, and he's been an individual who's made those connections with students, and that really makes a difference. When someone takes the time and makes the effort to build those connections with students and relate to them on a more personal level, that's what you get.
I don't know that I've noticed a big difference in the spirit in rallies. The one thing I wanted to change in rallies is I think this should be a positive atmosphere. I never think that anybody should be booed for any reason. I remember telling last year at the senior walkout rally, I talked to everybody that all the other classes about not booing the freshmen at the opening rally this year. And I actually had a student come and tell me that we took away the only tradition that Buhack has. And I thought to myself, if students' perception is the only tradition that we have is booing somebody, we need to find new traditions. Buhack has been improved this year. We have started doing things like singing the alma mater. That started last year at graduation, and I had goosebumps. I mean, the seniors did such a great job singing it, and they really bought into it.
Well, there was a time, I remember during lunchtime, there would be cheerleaders in each academy. They'd be doing their own little techniques, and then on the fourth academy, they would have like band playing, stuff like that. People would be protesting on their own beliefs and different events. That's the school spirit I know of Buhack when I first came. I liked it a lot because it's kind of active and positive.
If one person says that something's bad, then everyone's gonna say it's bad. I feel like it's more accepted to not like something than to stand for something that you really do like.
what I have seen this year in just like the dress-up weeks, it seems that students and staff have been much more involved with the different dress-up days and different theme days, and that was really cool to see. People commented on it that they felt like that school spirit was changing in a positive way, and I think people just realized that UAC rocks and we need to celebrate that.
The things that, like, not everything the admins do can please everyone because everyone has their own opinions on things.
Everyone has different ideas on how to promote school spirit and how to get kids involved. My idea of that is just being out there with students and making them feel like we want them to be involved.
I really try to pride myself in being out and being in classrooms and talking with students and being at activities. That has been my expectations for our admin staff too. All of our admin I know are they do great things for kids. They're good for kids. They love developing relationships with kids.
We've established Pride Awards. We've had 2 events already where we do ceremonies for students that have been. I'm also implementing or bringing back actually Thunder cards, what used to be known as Renaissance cards. Those are coming back.
Something that Harrison wants to start and is planning is an academic rally. Instead of acknowledging people for being in a sport, they can acknowledge them for other clubs and other activities and the debate team, and people need to be acknowledged not just for the popular crowd. Just everyone from every genre will be interested because they're getting acknowledged. Like, they're going to be on speaker that this person helps in Community Counts Club. It's still going to be people left out just because some people will just come to school to go to school and then they go back home.
Kids don't know what they're working for right now, and some of them are just self-driven. They're already motivated. Some of them just need that little push, and that's what we're working on, and keeping kids motivated. A lot of it is also not knowing what you can get involved with, and I think it's been something that we're working on to promote, to get the word out so that kids know how to get involved. And that's where really the issue is kids don't know sometimes how they can get plugged in. Our job and our focus, I think, is going to be really getting clubs to promote themselves, to get out there, to recruit each other so that we can get them involved. And just, I think the activities that we can promote out on the amphitheater would be every club to go out there and do something every week and just rotate that so that we can continue keeping that spirit. Because if it's just left up to one class or one club, it's difficult for them to continue that. And, you know, along with everything else that they have to do, take time to do spirited things out at lunch or rallies, then everybody's sharing in that involvement, and I think it keeps that spirit up.
We start traditions that we can do as a school beyond the time you're here, that I'm here, that, you know, that will carry on no matter who's in what spot. So that's where I'm hoping to start. We will have a new tradition this year at graduation, which I'm going to keep a secret to make sure it happens, but the senior class will find out.
Just like any business, the way that a business is successful is by branding and by advertising. So the more we tell kids about our spirit and the more we connect with each other and encourage each other to be spirited and to have pride in your school, because that's really what it comes down to. Is school spirit is being proud of where you are and being proud of your school, and that shows through if you have school spirit. I feel that when kids are enthused about school and energized about school spirit, it really makes a difference on the campus. So that is where I try to plug kids in and try to get them involved.
Wow, just get excited about being here. I think high school should be a fun experience, and it's not for everybody, but I think when you have the opportunity to come together with your friends and celebrate something, I know that may sound corny, but it's where you are 7 hours of your day, so why not celebrate it, you know? And I think it's going to take a concerted effort for everybody to get involved. I can't just drive spirit.
I guess since it is my senior year, I want to remember every moment as much as I can. So then I try to have school spirit.
As much as I would love to say, oh, people, I'm just going to drive spirit, people are going to follow me, we're going to do it, it takes a concerted effort by everybody. Activities, get involved with clubs, get involved with any of the theme days we have on campus, and when it's time to celebrate the Thunder, get loud.